vanish off into the horizon. Real mellow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hello.
How you doing?
And welcome to Having a Drink with Mink. I'm your host, Jason Mink. He didn't actually tap my can. No, that's fine. That is fine. Apparently things are a little different than 2023. You don't tap cans no more. That's okay. How you doing, folks?
Oh.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great. It's Daredevil Day. I'm doing fantastic.
It is, in fact, Daredevil Day. I got Daredevil right there. You got Daredevil right there. Ultimately, we all got Daredevil.
Right here.
Right here. That's when it comes right down to it. This thing is incredibly cool, I have to admit. Now, this has been hanging out for a little while, just waiting for us to feature it. So, Diamond Select Toys, I guess. This came out in 2016. This was released between The Punisher and Deadpool.
Right.
This is Daredevil. He comes to you in his classic red costume, and then there are, these two uniforms here?
Yeah, you get the yellow costume, and you get the Matt Murdock, or as I like to call him, the Conan O'Brien.
He does look a little bit like Conan O'Brien, absolutely. Some extra hands, he's got a cane, all that good stuff. This thing is very, very cool. And you said this was like a low number or something like that?
Oh, it's supposedly 367 out of 1,500.
Do we dare open it?
Oh, yeah, we dare.
All right, well, let's cut away. When we're going to come back, this thing's going to be open, and we're going to put a couple of these outfits on a couple naked... Woody!
What happened?
Oh, dear God!
He lost his head.
Well, you know, he's always been a team player when it comes right down to it. I guess he's offered his body in the services. Oh, right. Well, you know, as long as they don't have pants.
Well, this is going to have pants.
This will have pants, so be warned. Stay tuned. All right, so we have all three figures on display here. If you weren't quite sure what was happening initially, Diamond only gives you one body. So if you want three figures, you got to provide two other bodies. Dennis had one, I had one, and so we made it happen. And here is Daredevil in all three guises. Right off the bat, we have Matt Murdock here, or Conan O'Brien, if you will, and
the glasses make the difference. The glasses.
Oh yeah, really exactly. You know, because otherwise, he's hey, how you doing, guys? How you doing? Hey, Andy, how's it going? Looking really good over there.
Right.
But then you put the glasses on, and he does, you know, look a bit more like a blind guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ready to get behind the piano and do some superstition.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. You do the mess around.
There you go.
But the glasses fit really well on this head. It's a fairly decent likeness of a comic Matt Murdock as far as it goes. You said the suit?
It looks like he's wearing his dad's suit. A little bit. But when you get close, I mean, but from far it looks good. We're definitely going to affix the glasses permanently. Because I don't need a Conan figure. It comes with a briefcase which can hold all sorts of tiny hands and such.
Right, and an unpainted candy cane. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do with that.
Right.
Here he is in his first appearance costume, and I gotta say, as soon as I popped the head on this figure, I was struck by it. It's a great representation of the character. He was the most difficult
to put together because of his BDSM harness.
There were a few sticky moments, but we managed to get through it. Now, one thing that we discovered right at the end of the process is that this DST figure has swappable hands.
Yes.
The bodies that we put these guys on do not.
Right.
Exactly. So this Daredevil, he's basically just, rocking his regular hands. I guess as long as he doesn't touch anything and leave fingerprints, he'll be fine. But he comes with his billy club, and this can be pulled into two sections, or you can assemble it into a staff. And I gotta say that out of the three, this one is my personal favorite. It just looks fantastic. It's gonna look really good with Spider-Man Spider-Man and other
They
guys.
look good when you get them to stand. There you go. Now, who designed Daredevil's first costume?
I believe that it was Bill Everett with help from Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby designed the Billy Club right off the bat, the concept of like the expanding Billy Club.
Which is so cool.
And then comics historians have said that he actually contributed to the outfit as well. Who can really say ultimately when it comes right down to it? But
he did it.
Right, exactly. I did it all, true believer. It was really something to see. Right, exactly. And then by issue number 7, I guess the thinking was that maybe this outfit was a little too stodgy, perhaps a little too old-fashioned, maybe a little too yellow.
Yeah. Well,
when it comes right down to it.
Hard to hide from the cops.
Well, the jokes were often made that, he was blind, so he had no idea what the hell he was wearing when it came right down to it. And so when Wally Wood came aboard, he redesigned Daredevil into the red outfit that we know today.
Right.
And this basically takes this takes elements of this costume and just basically updates them. The base figure is the DST revision of the classic MEGO body, with a head shared between the red and yellow versions of the figure. Daredevil sports the standard 14 points of articulation, all of which are very tight out of the box. It's worth having a blow dryer on hand to loosen the joints, as breakage is a very real possibility, and replacement would be a huge pain considering these figures are long out of production. The spandex-like suit looks great, but is very tight-fitting, restricting some poses. That said, Daredevil is capable of hitting all of the typical MEGO beats, although a doll stand or a bit of string is always helpful for keeping him standing. After all, it won't do for the man without fear to be taking a header off your dresser now, will it? Thanks to the careful adherence to the classic MEGO aesthetic of yesteryear, all of these figures look great alongside your vintage collection. All in all, this is a terrific addition to any MEGO setup or action figure shelf, whether you display just one or all 3 figures. If you can track it down, this set is a real winner.
First we have the magazine that comes with it. It's a mini magazine. And as soon as I opened it, I was struck. The introduction is by Dr. MEGO, which is
fantastic! Paul Clark, Dr.
amazing. And it catalogs the Daredevil toys throughout the years. So you got
nice.
your Marvel Masterworks and whatnot, and the Marvel Legends, which is tremendous. And you have these chibi things and whatnot. And then it gets into the character itself and some of the comics, and it has a tiny little comic there, and then obviously at the end it talks about the figures that you just received, which this is a nice bonus.
Right,
companies don't do this
exactly.
anymore, and they should, because how much could this cost you? But it added value.
Right, and this was meant to be sort of like a premium product as far as it goes.
Yeah.
With each one of these figures, you would get 2 alternate outfits.
Right.
So Captain America came in his classic Cap outfit, then you had him in his World War II outfit, and then there was actually like a variation. One version was him, I believe, as a private, Steve Rogers, and the other was him as a cop. So, how cool would that be? And the nifty thing about these is if you're a MEGO collector, but you're not hung up on having a Matt Murdock, you could put that suit on just about anybody and have them, mix in with a crowd or what have you. So this is a really nice touch, and when you think about it, 3 figures, these retailed for about $70?
That's what you can get them right now for $70 still on Amazon.
Right,
when you're lucky.
Exactly. That's right. Tell them we sent you.
That's right. So the first thing here we have, Here Comes Daredevil, guest star Spider-Man. This is the Mighty Marvel Collector's album. Then we have Marvel Knights Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. So this is the reprint of the origin story.
Right. This is number 1, the
Right.
reprint. And the awesome thing about these True Believers comics were they were $1. And, some people might say, all that really is advertising for Marvel's contemporary product wrapped in an old comic. But, the reproduction is lovely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's the opportunity to read this book the way it was meant to be read. You could read it on your phone or your tablet, but what would you rather have? As Stan Lee once said,
All right, now we have Daredevil, menaced by the mystery of Kilgrave, the unbelievable Purple Man.
That is right. Long before Prince was the Purple Man, Kilgrave was the Purple Man. And as you can see, the really neat thing about this Daredevil is he actually wore a kind of like knapsack on his back, and that's where he kept all his gear, because when it comes right down to it,
you got to keep it somewhere.
Right, exactly. And Spidey would often web his stuff up and stick it under like the eaves or something. Daredevil never had anything like that. But what's wild about this is at one point during the story, check out this kid throwing rocks at him. They managed to get this thing off him, and he realizes like running around with his costume, his civilian clothes and wallet and stuff. Not a good idea, right, exactly. But super cool book. It's an early one, absolutely. Happy to have it in the archive.
Now we got Marvel Tales, Spidey Battles Daredevil. Here you go.
Love this book. Yeah. Absolutely love this. Now, when I was a kid, I had the reprint of this in one of those little paperback books.
Right.
And I had seen Daredevil in his red costume before. So seeing him in the yellow costume, and especially seeing him represented in such a devil-may-care swashbuckler kind of way. Look, he's got a great big smile on his face. Oh, yeah. Spidey is the mysterious, menacing one in this instance. You know what I mean? And it's I really dug this incarnation of Daredevil. It would have been nice if he could have stuck around for a little bit longer.
Those two are very dynamic movement characters, acrobatic characters, so they work so well together.
Right.
Especially if a Ditko is drawing them or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you betcha. All right, what next?
Oh, well, let's see. We have, here comes Daredevil. Wow, guest starring the mighty Thor. Now, how is he going to deal with Thor? Come on.
This is an incredibly weird issue.
I would
because apparently Daredevil dresses up in a cellophane Thor costume, and he's running around the city until he gets the attention of the real Thor, who comes out and basically, starts stomping on him until the costume goes to bits. And Daredevil's like, no need to make a big thing about it. I'm on the trail of Cobra and Mr. Hyde. I thought it'd be easier to smoke 'em out this way.
Now we have the fallen hero. Look at that.
All right, and it's another...
Here comes the Daredevil.
It's a return of the Unimen, the guys from that earlier Wally Wood issue, and this guy in particular, he's pretty wild. I thought that was a very striking cover.
It's very striking, yeah.
And then there was something on the inside that I thought that I'd wanted to take a look at here. We have Gene Colan artwork at this point in time.
Look at that. Now you got Daredevil, the final jest.
Right. Now, check this out. Dig the difference in the logos.
Oh, yeah.
Pull out the next one. 47.
Oh,
and we got a whole nother logo.
Now here in 73, we're at the old style Daredevil, Man Without Fear. Back again. Revealed at last the sinister secrets of the Zodiac.
With your boy.
That's right.
Tony Stark making
I know that
scene.
one very well, actually. I just read that not too long ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right on. And here we have Daredevil and Iron Man both in action.
He's the old Iron Head there.
Always nice to see them teaming up.
Right. And now we have number 91, Man Without Fear. You have nothing to fear but Mr. Fear.
Thrill someone you love. Mail away lingerie. Yeah. That is right. And the Daredevil comic, no less.
She'll not be able to resist. All right, now you got Daredevil.
She will not.
Daredevil and the Black Widow, his former squeeze. And wow, she's getting squoze there by the Screamer.
Angar,
now,
the Screamer,
is that
no
her?
less.
She's the Screamer, or he's the
No, this is Angar right here, and he's a bad news hippie. He's super anti-establishment, and he's got these powers. When he screams, he triggers something in your brain, and he makes you hallucinate.
So he wouldn't sell his catalog to Sony.
No, not necessarily, but, how about this guy?
Look who's smiling now.
And they would update these over the years. This guy would get progressively hairier until, the only picture they could get of him was like off in the distance out in the woods somewhere. Right, exactly. But he was still smiling.
You got another Daredevil and Black Widow, and they're facing the Ramrod.
Oh, yeah. No, I like this one because as a kid, ordinarily I wouldn't pick up a Daredevil comic, because I had so many choices, and I was inevitably going to go for Spidey. So, if you're going to throw Spidey in, with this assortment, then, yeah, I'm way more likely to pick this one up.
All right. Then we got another Without Fear, Slay the Black Widow. Wow. And Season's Greetings, Hornhead, and a Hydra New Year. It's El Jaguar.
That's right. You'll note that he is a knockoff Kraven the Hunter. Right. Yeah, but that's got a Hoyt right there.
I'm taking the crazy boots on this guy with the leotard legs. It's fascinating. Again, Daredevil Man Without Fear, and this is Blackwing.
Yeah, I thought this one was pretty nifty because ordinarily Daredevil is just facing off against guys. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This guy is
so he's got a giant mutated bat that he sends after Daredevil. Right, exactly. And it gives you the opportunity to get Daredevil up into the sky where you could drop him. Yeah. Because, Daredevil falls out of the sky.
He ain't got no wings.
A lot. Yeah, he sure doesn't. Unlike Submariner here.
So here you go. Submariner and Black Panther. Look at that one. All right, you got another Man Without Fear. Now, this is Bullseye.
Yeah, here he is, I'm not sure if this is public access television, but, that's the sort of programming you can expect late on a Friday night. One guy trying to murder another guy. At least that was the kind of, public access TV that I grew up with.
That'll get the Nielsen ratings going.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you get some wonderful artwork in here. Bullseye getting knocked across the room pretty viciously, not once.
Oh, yeah.
But twice. I mean, he's an absolute punching bag in this one. But, pretty cool. That's what happens when you take on Daredevil,
That's right? All right, now you have... around. Oh, now this is a very iconic, The End with Elektra. This is very iconic cover. Now, who did this one? Do you know?
I believe that's Frank Miller and Klaus Janson as the inker. This was an interesting period. Frank had brought in Elektra, Stick, the Hand, and all of those elements, which today, are considered like essential aspects of, the Daredevil character.
Didn't that start at like the 160s? This is like
roughly in there. So, the End, no, obviously, because even though Elektra would be killed off shortly after that, Marvel, they never met an idea they couldn't let lie, and so they brought her back, much to Frank Miller's dismay. But, this is actually a book that I had when I was a teenager. Right. I got this from a buddy's collection, so, it's not in the best shape, but it's nice just to, have one of those touchstones from back in the day.
Oh, yeah, now the final one. Again, Bullseye, and it looks like he's killing them. Look at that.
Yeah, I was hunting around trying to find an issue to end on, and I thought, 200? Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And, he does have a hilarious expression on his face. When it comes right down to it, if you don't start none, you won't get none.
Yeah, it looks like he found out. He effed around and found out.
Right.
And on the back, you got a... You got an ad, for Jedi, the Atari Jedi game, which we had, which was a very fun game.
Yeah, although I preferred the Empire Strikes Back game when you were flying around on Hoth shooting at the AT-ATs. Now, apparently, we need a MEGO Bullseye, because who are these guys going to beat up?
I don't know.
All right, well, cheers. Thank you for joining us on this special episode. We'll see you... Well, who knows when, but we will be back.
Take it easy, folks.